Hi, good morning. How are you? Okay. It's not easy to remain yourself when the entire world is trying to change into a different person. It's also not easy to not get influenced by opinions of random people. I had my brush with opinions of random people right from the beginning of my life. When I was a small kid, I used to look at the faces of different people for hours without getting bored. Only later I realized that what they used to exchange was exchanging their biased and prejudiced opinions with each other. When I started to go to school, I found it to be a very interesting place. My interest in the school was 100%, but in mathematics it was 0%. I used to keep my mathematics notebooks blank. Later I started to take interest in drawing. I used to draw sketches on my mathematics notebooks. I found it to be very interesting pastime for me. It was a time when watching movies few months later or with a gap of few months was the only source of entertainment. The national television Doordarshan was not enough to keep us entertained and power supply was erratic. So I started to draw a lot of sketches of random things, animals, people, faces and everything. And I was very happy. But my mother was not amused. After warning me a couple of times, one day she tore apart all the drawings from the math book and she gave me a warning not to draw again on the mathematics notebooks. But she failed to stop me from pursuing an activity which was both entertaining for me and worked as an emotional outlet for me. After some time going to school, I saw the Times of India newspaper hung upside down at a newspaper stall. I saw some fine drawings on the front page of the newspaper. Out of curiosity, I purchased the newspaper and took it to my home, and I observed the fine drawings on the front page for hours on end. I did not understand what the drawings were trying to convey, but I found it to be very interesting. So I started to buy the Times of India newspaper whenever those drawings appeared on the front page. Only after buying the newspaper for 2 years, I realized that those drawings were political cartoons drawn by famous cartoonist R. Lakshman. I started to take interest in professional cartooning. I also came to know about cartoons about the cartoonists of India like Mare Miranda, Sudhir Dhar, etc. Then I decided to become a professional political cartoonist in my life. I did not know if it was possible or not, but I had decided already. At that time, I won the first prize in the state level drawing competition and it boosted my confidence level. Then came the time for my 10th class examination. Everyone, including my family and friends, told me that my career and life would depend on my performance in the 10th class examination. But I was not convinced. I did not believe them. How could a school teacher decide my fate in life? I felt that I would decide my own life and not a school teacher. Then came the time for the examination. I was shocked to see that all students were cheating openly in the examination center and teachers were not doing anything to stop them. Even all parents were helping their kids out in the exam center. I did not do that actually. I felt very offended and shocked at the situation there. One day I got the shock of my life when I saw the teacher helping students openly and encouraging them to cheat. I stood up from my bench and I told him how could he do that when he was supposed to stop cheating in the first place. He gave me a casual look but sheepishly continued to do what he was doing. When the results came out, I passed with the first division with good marks, reasonably good marks. But other students scored more than me. All people told me that I had no future, no career, only because I failed to score 90% marks in the exam. I did not believe. My confidence and my lack of trust in people's opinions came in handy at that time. Then came the time to choose the subjects for my further studies. I was not interested in mathematics, chemistry and physics. So I wanted to choose arts stream. But everyone told me that arts stream had no future. You had to choose only science stream because only science had future. I still chose economics and English as my subjects. After passing my graduation, I was supposed to take examination for some government job because my father was a government employee himself. My father gave me a list of reasons why I should opt for government employment. Those reasons included job security, pension, etc. He was confused when I told him that I felt that all government employees were corrupt and lazy. I knew he was not so, but I felt that way at that time. I told him that I would like to become a cartoonist in my career. He was confused. He did not know that if there was an option like that in the world. The only artist he had seen in his life was a signboard painter in his neighborhood. He was horrified to imagine me drawing some signboards in the neighborhood. When I told my mother that I want to become a cartoonist and I showed cartoons to her, she asked me if I was going to continue drawing cartoons even in my old age. Obviously, she thought that drawing cartoons was a childish activity and an old man should not draw cartoons. Still, I tried to pursue them and try to become a cartoonist. I was at the age of only 19. I started to go to newspaper offices to find a job as a political cartoonist. People did not take me seriously because they thought I was too young and politics is something can be understood only by old people. So I was finding it difficult to get a job as a political cartoonist. Once I met a senior editor of a leading newspaper and I showed my cartoons to him. He was very happy to see the cartoons and rushed towards his colleagues showing the cartoons to them and said, look at these cartoons, they are beautiful cartoons. The editor was very excited about the cartoons but did not take me seriously enough to give any job to me. So sometime later, people were surprised to find my cartoons published on the front page of a leading newspaper. A lot of people did not believe me that I could draw a political cartoon and get it published on a newspaper. Once a friend of mine was going with his father and his father was reading a newspaper with cartoon published on the front page drawn by me. When my friend told his father that this cartoon was drawn by a friend of his father did not believe him because he thought only an old man can draw a political cartoon. After some time, I became established in my career as a cartoonist. I was recognized as a cartoonist, but I was not satisfied. I wanted to explore more opportunities for my creativity. I wanted to do more in my life. So I decided to write a novel. My friends told me I should not do that because they gave me a list of reasons why should I not write a book. They told me it's not easy to find a time to write a novel. It's also not easy to find a book publisher, and it's also not easy to promote your book aggressively in the market. Still, I wrote a book. My novel Love in Crazy Times was published in 2012 and got positive feedback from the public. After some time, I also got interested in the medium of the internet. I realized internet was a powerful medium and I could use the medium to reach out to a lot of people using my creativity. So after some time I launched an entertainment portal and surprisingly it became successful. It started to get traffic and good feedback in the market. So inspired by that success, I decided to launch a bigger business in the online world. In 2011, I put all my savings in an e-commerce venture. I did not have enough money, I knew, so I thought that once I launched the venture, I would reach out to investors and find money to make it a bigger business. Design and development of the project took some time. By the time I reached the investors, they were not interested because they had already invested some money in a similar kind of businesses in the past. They refused to back my venture. Soon my business was faced with a lot of large funded ventures who started to wage a price war in the market to drive out small competition. My e-commerce venture was a failure. I was very sad. Later, I changed my business model a bit and I started to offer web services to a lot of companies. And then it started to show some growth. And I was happy again. The failure of the e-commerce venture inspired a wave of creativity inside my heart. I felt that failure can be a great teacher as well as a great muse. By the way, I feel that if you want to get instant inspiration, you should fall in love with this beautiful girl and get rejected by her. It can set you on a great path of creativity. I pity those people who never have heartbreaks and never become creative. After some time, I was interested in the field of filmmaking. I was a great cinema lover myself and I watched a lot of movies. I thought about making a movie. So I started to write film scripts. I also did a lot of study about how to make movies. After reading so many books and doing a lot of research, I learned the art of making movies and directing movies. So I wrote 3 film scripts, all were comedy movies. And to learn the art of direction, I also made 2 short films. All my friends were shocked to see short films because they thought I was a cartoonist and I was supposed only to draw cartoons, do nothing else. In a way, I feel that people have a certain perception about you, and when you do something different from that, they do not like it because it goes against their image of you. So after writing the scripts, I approached a lot of film producers in Mumbai, and I wanted them to produce my film. Some of them showed a lot of interest in my film venture, and they had advanced talks with me, but later all of them backed out. A TV star of mine who lives in Mumbai told me that they back ventures of only their relatives or who is already a hit film director. So I had no hope. A noted film director of Bollywood told me that my film lacked sex. I told him that my movie will work because of comedy and drama, not because of sex. He was not convinced. Then I tried to approach a lot of small film directors in Mumbai. All of them told me that I have to find some big stars, then they would fund my venture. Otherwise, there was no hope. I tried to contact a lot of film stars out there. Managers of all of them told me that either they were busy for the next 3 years or they had no interest in working with newcomers. Then I decided to make the movie on my own, investing my own money in the venture. To keep myself entertained, recently I also wrote a motivational book and sent it to book publishers. Then again, my friends told me that I was not a motivational speaker. I should not write a motivational book. I told them, who is born as a motivational speaker? We all can become. It's all up to you. I think creativity is all about exploring yourself. When you create something new, you learn more about yourself. When you stop creating something, you stop learning about yourself. People have biased and prejudiced opinions, and they are never able to tell you how much you are capable of. They never understand you properly. So it's not a good idea to keep asking opinions from random people. You should have confidence in your abilities and you should go on your own path. We should not become a victim of people's opinions. I have seen a lot of people in my life who got wrong suggestions from people and ruined their life by pursuing something they didn't want to do in the first place. We all are born alone and die alone. In between, we must keep exploring ourselves. Thank you very much.